在我们今天开始前，我们准备了全球投资人论坛，希望将一些很棒的大咖投资人，还分享一些成功的新创投资经验。所以千金难买早知道，看起来 Louis 将会带着大家一起来分享一下早知道。Happy birthday TTA! Coming up next is the Global Investor Forum. We invited big shot investors. So if you have idea, you have innovation, we can share some wonderful experience with you. Maybe wonderful money-making experience to you. Before start, 敬请掌声欢迎 the host of the day. 掌声欢迎国科会产学处徐真如处长。Welcome Andrea to the stage. Andrea, 再次欢迎大家啦。
谢谢主持人哈。那 distinguished guests representative from Israel and speakers online and ladies and gentlemen, good morning and good afternoon. I know a lot of speakers from overseas, so I'm very sincerely welcome you to join our 4th anniversary investor forum today. I'm Andrea Xu, the Director General of Ministry for the National Science and Technology Council. And TTA was established in 2018 and mission to build and strengthen Taiwan's startup ecosystem by translating research into startups and helping local entrepreneurs to the global community. So the successful investors and entrepreneurs is especially important and very especially essential element to the startup ecosystem. Today, I'm delighted to welcome 5 world-leading entrepreneurs and investors. Mr. Anand Kamaner, AVP Global Head of Applied Ventures, and Dr. Mr. Bill Richard, partner of Pigus Tech Venture, Mr. David Shore, Vice President Investor Relations of our crowd, Dr. Ellie Davis, co-founder and CEO of Startup Link, and Mr. Klein, founder partner of Mr. Pink Venture Capital, to share the topic, the unstoppable entrepreneur spirit. We are also excited to have Dr. Louis Chen, the Director General of CIS at E3, to serve as a panel moderator this morning. I believe their business development experience and successful exit story will be lighthouse leading our startup onto the right path. Without further ado, I sincerely wish today's event to exist. Every person here is enjoyable, inspiring, and fruitful experience. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrea. Thank you. And you and TTA to do for all the entrepreneur and the investor for a perfect connection. Now, my honor to welcome our panel moderator. 谢谢你的掌声，来欢迎工研院产服中心执行长 Louis 陈立伟。He is the General Director of CIS and ITRI. Louis, when you need me, just give me a shout. I'll be right here.
Thank you very much. Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, our distinguished guests. Welcome to celebrate the happy birthday of our TTA. Actually, I was the midwife of the TTA deliveries at the 4 years ago. Okay. And you know, TTA actually is a foundation of the global tech ventures. Every year we deliver like more than 120 startup teams. Right now, currently we have like 500 alumni of the TTA right now currently. Actually, TTA is also a international culture fusing hub as well. At the very beginnings, we only have 4 international accelerator long stay into the TTA, but right now currently we have 9 international accelerators. They bring all of their teams and they work together and also chat together, discussing the business model together every day and night. And we also TTA also one of the voice to present the Taiwan. Taiwan is the voice, okay. And right now you will see every year, for example, like this year, we bring like 100 teams to the CES. We also bring a lot of the teams to VivaTech, to InnoFest, to everywhere to show our startups as well. And then you will see our Taiwan ecosystem. Actually, the ranking of the Taiwan ecosystem now is moving up and up. Till right now, we are ranking at the top 25 with the 100,000 cities in the world right now currently. So these are all of the TTA contribution and good results. This contribution actually belong to everyone. Thank you for joining our happy birthday at the for TTA is already 4 years old right now. I think they will grow up very stronger than in the future, in the near future as well. And then bring more and more significant content to everybody. And we also very thanks for today we have a lot of the 5 international VIP to join our panel discuss. They will share their experience for all of them to everybody, and we got to think from their experience to see how we also could deliver, or how we also could scale up, how we also could encourage our teams to go global to every target market right now currently. So the first very important VIP we got to welcome come to the stage is Dr. Ellie Davis. Hello.
Hello.
And hey, wow. Hi. And hey. Can I see you all? Can I see me? Hey. Thank you very much. Wow. Okay. Hello, Dr. Ellis. Hi. Could you say hello to us?
Hello.
Dr. Ellis actually is the founder and CEO of Startup Blank. Would you please short introduce yourself and your company? Thank you. Hello. We cannot hear you. Would you please open your speaker? We cannot hear you. Would you please open your speaker?
Can you hear any of us?
Hi. Hello. Hey, okay. Is that the problem? Well, no problem. Then we probably need to welcome the second VIP, Dr. Debbie Shaw, coming to the stage. Hello, Doctor. Hi, David. Could you? Hi, David.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Ellie, you guys can hear me?
Hi.
Yeah.
You can hear. Yes.
Now you can hear us?
Yes.
Now you can hear us? Hey, can you hear me?
Hi. All right. Wow. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we'd like to say that Dr. Debbie Shaw is the Vice President Investor Relations of our cruise. Our crew actually is a Israel company. Is that he is a manager or the head of business alongside at Canada to help the people to scale up there. And the third guest we got to invite is the Mr. Anand. Mr. Anand, hello. Can you also hear? Well, probably we're going to take a rest. Sorry. Let's see what's going on with that.
I will have a little technical issue. Allow our engineer to solve for the moment. Let's take a short, brief moment, about 3 minutes, and we should have the connection back. Thank you, Louis.
It might be good to take a rest. Or are you any questions that you probably could chat together and
大家有问题想问 Louis 的话，他也非常开心可以回答。
Yes. Hey,
We're good.
hello.
So, Louis, what is coming up on the Global Investment? Have a seat, Louis.
Thank
So,
you.
what is coming up at the farm later? What are we expecting?
Expecting to see the forum events. Actually, I cannot ask the.
Alright, swap a microphone. What are we expecting from the farm today, Louis?
Wow.
We probably have to sing. Alright, we'll get you a new mic. Check, yes.
Hi. Hello. Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
All right. That's good. Could they hear me?
We're setting it right now.
Could they hear me? They're setting
We're
it.
setting, but we can
Okay,
chat
no
with
problem.
everybody.
No problem. Our first VIP actually is the Dr. Ellie Davis. Dr. Ellie Davis actually is the co-founder and CEO of Startup Blank. And he do the survey of the global ecosystem for many years. So right now I would like to ask that what are their inside findings and also the advantage or opportunities for the Taiwan ecosystems. That's something that we need to know first. The second one, the second VIP actually is a Debbie Shore. Mr. Debbie Shore, actually from Israel as well, and he is the host managers to the Outgrow. Outgrow actually is a global fundraising platform, and he's also very good at scale up the startups. So I would like to ask Israel's transformations from startup nation to scale up nation. That's what we need to know. And the third VIP actually is Mr. Anand. Mr. Anand is a very good and experienced venture capital. He has the 19 deal flows, international deal flow across 17 countries. I would like to ask that everybody know how in his experience that how he look at the startups, international management from their mother countries, and also business development to land it in the target markets. These are also very critical arrangement and critical moments that we got to arrange when the startup teams move to scale up teams.
So number 3, Mr. Anand.
Yes. And the Mr. 4 VIP Bill actually come from Pegasus. Pegasus currently right now is the third largest venture capital at Silicon Valley. I would like to say that probably the first largest corporate venture funds in the world. And I would like to ask they have a lot of the analysts and also engineers to help the business, to help the startup to engage to the companies. So I would like to see how they pick up the startup and how they engage to the corporates. They have 33 corporate venture fundings, so it is probably the same. And the last VIP we invite actually is the Miss Chupline. Chupline actually is a very experienced executive in the tech company, for example, like in Intel. And he also think and also say one thing, mention one thing. Financial return is necessary, but not enough. The impact returns is also required. I would like to know what are the impact returns she defines, and what are the key features, success factors of the impact return we could generate it. Awesome. These are all of the panelists that probably could provide the value point for all of us. So that's something that we need to know that.
So impact return, I love that word already.
That's good.
Coming up, we are getting connected because they are not using headphones, so we're getting a feedback. So actually you hear yourself in like 2 seconds because they have the speaker really loud. So they're looking around for a headphone right now. So give them a little moment to find a headphone. So Louis, you've been doing this for a while, and TDA have been matched up with a lot of innovators, some great ideas in Taiwan. To you, as Taiwanese innovation, what is our biggest advantage?
Our biggest advantage, I would like to say that, as I may know that in 2019, so when I bring like 40 or 50 teams to join to the Singapore to join the InnoFest, show, right?
InnoFest.
Yes, and a lot of the SEA friends, well, when they saw me, they are very excited and talking to me and chat to me, discuss that. What are the technologies that you bring to us, you know? So you see, when I know that I could recognize in Taiwan, especially the deep tech, they are very famous in the world, and they say we have a nickname of Taiwan is the deep tech center, you know. So they say we are the business hub on the Singapore friend. They said we are the business hub. We have a lot of the business friends, and we could think the business models. We probably could cooperate with you, and you have the big technology that we could see how could we engage together. That was something that we asked to say. That's one thing. And the second thing is that I think that in some of our friends, especially in the Singapore, say we are the hub. We are the business hub. You, Taiwan, also very famous in manufacturing. So Taiwan actually is very famous on supply chains. That's something we'll see there. So you'll see, I have also a lot of the startup, probably like a prototype in Taiwan. And then you could bring your startup team to Singapore. We could help them to do the business in the SEA countries. You see what is that? Crab, okay. Actually, Crab is I think that Malaysia or something is the founder, right? And the Temasek invest them to move their headquarters to the SEA, to the Singapore. But the success of Crab actually is leveraged to 600 million populations SEA countries. So it is also something that we probably need to cooperate and go to the target market to generate the international marketing.
I've been walking around in the exhibition, a lot of great ideas. I mean, people here, they are smart, they are creative, but everything is done maybe in the garage. But how do you or TTA connect them to somebody who's willing to invest?
Okay, that's the first in my opinion, the things that I ever discussed with some of the venture capitals, especially we bring our startup team there. Most of our startup team actually in the pre-A stage or even earlier of the pre-A stage. And they talking to me that if you want me in the A stage to invest you $2 million US as the 20%. Then you means your valuation actually is 10 million, right? If you want me to cash invest 2 million and then your product accumulate selling numbers actually need to move over 2 million, right? It is reasonable, right? So there is also something we got to see how we do the POB, and then everybody has a foundation base to deal or discuss with the venture capital. That is what I think is the first of that. So the prototyping and the market reference right now actually is very important for us. But we'll see, especially I saw a lot of the startup, especially in the history. Before, I'm very surprised that before they become the A investor deal flow, they did not go outside Israel. It means that a lot of the investors come into Israel and then pick them up, or they do the proof of business outside to the target market, but their team is at the Israel. That's something we probably need to think. How could we do next step in the TTA and link them together to have the with your target market? We have the zero distance communications. Zero distance communication with your target market is quite important.
For the past 2 years, there was a pandemic. That means travel restrictions.
It's also
how do you conquer that? How did you conquer that?
First of all, that we need to have the scale up points. For example, like David Short in Canada, right? We need to have the office there, help them to connect all of the international mentors or partners to talk to the teams first, to talk to the team to do the first variation.
So we do have a local team there.
Yes, we have a local team in Silicon Valley and also in Israel as well. So that's something we probably need to see them. And then second one, if they, as a verify of all of the products, of all the idea, vision, and also technologies, they need to bring up to face to meet. So that is something we need to see. But most important is also the proof of business.
So with the relief of travel restrictions, so everything should be picking up for next 2 years or a couple more years.
Yes.
And for the past 4 years, you've been working with TTA and matching with the investor and the innovators. Any great experience, whoever made it, whoever made some money or made it big time, can you share some 一些成功的经验?
Yeah. We have, most of us, actually we have a lot of the success experience case. For example, like we have a Teams, it has a device to, when you put two fingers on this, they could show all of your message and also the blood tunnels information on that. That is very good for the insurance company. So they direct to link to the insurance company. That is also very nice on that. And then recently I also heard about it. Some of the teams, they are doing very good. Analyze all of the patients' record of the historical records, and then to see the disease phenomena, to check it out. This is also very good to connect to the UCSF. So that is also a very good case for recently they have a very good shows on this. And then we have also a very good experience, especially in the AIoT for the the vision tech. You take a camera in the car, and then when you has a speed in the road, and they could bring all of the information in the environment information to the cloud, and the cloud will help the AI analyze to talk to you where the parking lot is still available. Where is the many peoples out there? Your taxi probably got to bring it there. These are all of the very good experience on this. And we also have the Comport Light-Up also invest a very good AI chip, Nairo. Okay. It is also very good company, and also the AI chip global, right?
I think we're getting connection. Are we getting connection, everybody?
Is that okay now?
Are we getting connection?
You still can't hear us?
Yes,
Seriously?
we hear you perfectly.
Okay.
Say hi, please.
Hello.
Hello.
And please ID yourself.
David.
Anand with Applied Ventures.
Awesome.
Ellie Davis here from Startup Link.
Ellie David, welcome aboard. Mr. David Shore, is there?
Mr. Pink and also guided at this people place.
I think we got it, Louis.
And Bill Reichert with Pegasus Tech Ventures.
Awesome, sounds good. Louis, take over the floor, please.
Hi, Phil. Is that you?
It's me.
Wow, long time no see. That's good. That's good. Actually, Bill is the co-founder of the World Startup Campaign, right? In the world. So that this year's Taiwan is also one of the locations that picked up to have the Startup World Campaign. Hello, Bill.
Right, Startup
Would you-
World Cup right
would-
there. Right?
Yeah. Would you please introduce yourself and also your companies? Wow, you're back, right? Hey.
Okay, I'm sorry, do you want me to kick that off here?
Yes, please.
Okay, sure. Hi. Well, it's great to be back at TTA. Thank you. I'm accidentally invited tonight. My partner Alice was supposed to be here, but I'm subbing in for him. But I have been to TTA in the past. I wish I was there physically, but we're there, spiritually and digitally, and that's the best we can do for now. But I'm a general partner at Pegasus Tech Ventures, which is a global venture capital firm. We invest around the world. We have our headquarters here in Silicon Valley, but we have offices in East Asia, South Asia, and in Europe. And so we invest across technologies, across sectors, very, very broadly. So some of our investments, some of our notable investments include SpaceX and 23andMe and Color Genomics and Carbon 3D and SoFi and Bird and Airbnb. So we've been very, very, very fortunate over the years. We also have, a couple hundred of other great investments around the planet that we're very, very proud of. But as was indicated before, I think you mentioned that our model is different than the typical venture capital model because we have multiple funds. As you said, we have 33 separate funds, most of which have one limited partner that is a multinational corporation. And so we provide what we call venture capital as a service for multinational corporations that want to accelerate their innovation strategy by plugging into the innovation ecosystem. So that's what Pegasus does. In addition, as you mentioned, we run the Startup World Cup, which is now one of the biggest and richest startup competitions on the planet, with regional competitions all over the world in Taipei and Taiwan, and 70 other regions around the world, and a grand finale here in Silicon Valley and San Francisco, where we award a $1 million grand prize, among other prizes. So that's a lot about Pegasus and Startup World Cup. So.
Thank you very much, Bill. Thank you. Let's welcome the Dr. Ellie Davis. Would you say something to everyone here?
Hello, thank you for inviting us. Really happy to celebrate with you. It's great. It's absolutely great. And our company, Startup Link, is a global startup ecosystem map and a research center. What we basically do is map the entire ecosystem of the world and also rank the startup ecosystems of 1,000 cities, 100 countries. We work together currently with more than 100 governments on this effort. And I will share later how well Taiwan is doing. So we'll talk about this a little bit later.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And then we welcome, Dr. David Shores. Hi, David.
Hello, thank you.
Thank you.
Very nice to be here. Great to join all of you. So I'm the vice president with Our Crowd, which is an Israel-based global venture capital firm. Ellie knows us, I'm sure, very, very well. We are the most active VC investor in Israel. We are somewhat similar, I would guess, to Bill's firm in that we're agnostic investors within technology, so we invest in any stage, any sector, any geography. We've made more than 350 investments. A couple of our more high-profile investments were Beyond Meat and Lemonade, which were the two best-performing IPOs the years both of those companies went public. I'm responsible for our operations here in Canada. We do have offices around the world, and very excited to be here with you and share a little perspective on Israel, hopefully, today.
Wow, that's good, that's good. Thank you very much. And then we welcome Mr. Anand. Hello, Mr. Anand. Would you please say something?
First of all, happy birthday, TTA. Looking forward to celebrating 100 more birthdays with you. So I am Anand. I head Applied Ventures, which is the corporate venture arm of Applied Materials. Applied Materials and Applied Ventures has a very special relationship with Taiwan. We have some of our key customers and key partners and key suppliers in Taiwan. But specifically with Taiwan, we have created a special venture fund with the ITRI organization called the AVI Fund. And this month, we have our one of our portfolio companies, Play Night Ride, go IPO on the new Taiwan exchange. This will be the first one. We have a rich history of collaboration globally. We have invested in over 90 companies in 17 countries, and we invest up to 100 million globally at this stage as well. So we are largely deep tech investors. So anything in the materials to system stack, semiconductor, life sciences, display industries, Industrial 4.0 we focus on. We have been investing ahead of the curve in a lot of areas, including photonics, semiconductors, new memories, new display technologies like micro LEDs, and we look forward to working with TTA and other panelists here.
Thank you very much, Mr. Anand. Then we welcome our only one tech girls today, Miss Jim Klein. Thank you.
Well, thank you. It's my pleasure to be here. I love Taiwan. Well, you know, I'm wearing multiple hats. And since today we are talking in Taiwan Forum, I would like to talk about my investment in emerging markets, including in Latin America through the 15, which is the Impact Venture Fund. The one that you, Mr. Shen, that you mentioned, what it means to optimize for financial returns and impact returns. I'm also an ambassador as well as key advisor to UC Berkeley's Skyway, which is one of the top incubation programs in the Bay Area. And this is a global program, and usually we also recruit 50% of international founders, including we also have Chinese founders coming to join us every year as well.
Wow, very much, very much. Thank you very much. And as I know that you say something that financial return is necessary, right? But not enough. And impact return actually is required, right? Could you give us more details on the definition of the impact return, the key factors and successful key factors, and also how do we get that?
Absolutely, I'm happy to talk. In fact, I'm teaching MBA students at a high school of business. It's an impact VC class, and what I'd like to tell my students is that impact VC, first of all, a lot of people thought it is about nonprofit, or or VC is about only profit maximizing. Both cases are not true. So impact VC is you are still a venture capital. So when you invest in a startup, you are still looking for financial return, right? Because you have to return your capital to your investors or LPs or limited partners to invest in your fund. But at the same time, we are also looking for impact returns. For example, I invest, the first check that I invest through Mr. King VC is in Paris. Okay? This company was created during COVID. A lot of people lost their jobs during COVID, but it actually impacts the bottom of people, like taxi drivers and whatnot, more so than the top of the pyramid because of income inequality.
I see.
So, this startup company basically create an upskill and reskill. So they recruit people, such as taxi drivers to become developers, low-level developers, learn how to code and so on. And then they send them to the job market, help them find a placement, and they create and they make a cut. When they make high salary, they still get more money. So for me, financial return is when startup companies generate revenue and potentially profit, then investors like myself also win, right? Entrepreneurs win, we win. But at the same time, the impact in the society in terms of job creation, like especially in COVID, which is huge, those people also come back later and want to become a mid-level developer. Then they create 5x wage rate instead of like 3x wage rate. So it becomes a cycle of increasing wage, increasing. Those are the impact returns. Now, so that is a specific example, but the list goes on depending on the type of the company that is present.
Thank you very much. So I know that what you mean that impact return is that the startup need to concern how is the impact for the human being life. Is that right? Okay. Let's welcome the Bill. Can you hear me, Bill? Yes. We know Pegasus is a very good and great corporate finance venture capitals. I would like to know, would you please share to us that I would like to know how could you, the Pegasus, pick up the teams and how could you engage to the corporate?
Okay. Yes, so we are, every venture fund is a two-sided fund with LPs on the one side and portfolio companies on the other side, right? It's just that we set up as our strategy from the beginning that we could have even more impact, in a different sense, if we partnered with our limited partners in helping to make our portfolio companies successful. And conversely, if we could find portfolio companies that can help our corporate partners be more innovative and grow and therefore be more successful. So we reach out to multinational corporations that understand the idea of open innovation, that understand the idea that tapping into the innovation ecosystems around the world could help them with their own innovation strategy and growth. And what we find every year, more and more and more multinational corporations realize, oops, the only way we're going to grow is if we somehow figure out how to tap in to this amazing entrepreneurial innovation ecosystem that has been developing all over the world. So, we poke around and find lots of corporations that have an interest, and, on a regular basis, we find multinational corporations that set up funds with us, $50 million, $100 million funds to focus on their strategic interests. So it's a very tailored benefit for the corporates, and for the portfolio companies. They love the idea that we're not bringing just money to the table. The idea that
Hello?
Oh, we probably lost Canada. Yes. Hi, Bill. Say something.
Bill is not in Canada. Here's at Silicon Valley.
Oh, okay, the Silicon Valley. Which lost Silicon Valley? We lost the Bay Area. Which lost the Bay Area. Very expensive house there. So Bill is actually connecting with a lot people and corporate people.
And also the key word of the Bill actually is the innovations. And the teams or the funds, especially looking for a good deal, actually from the innovative startup ecosystems. So if we are ranking in the top ecosystems in the world, the fund actually is more interested to get involved in. So that is something we need to move up and up and up of our ecosystem, right? That's the key. And then the Chip Klein, he says that the impact is also very important for every startup to look at that. Your solutions, how impact to the human being life. That is also very impactful. Oh, that is very good angles to see on this. That's good.
I see, but we are waiting for the connection to come back. And I'll see, hopefully we'll get Bill back soon.
We're not bringing just money to the table.
We're waiting for the connection to come back. And I'll see, hopefully we'll get Bill back soon.
We're not bringing just money to the table.
We're waiting for the connection to come back.
I'm looping.
And I'm remixing.
Your voice actually go through the Silicon Valley and back.
I wish I could travel that fast.
That's good.
A 13-hour flight to San Francisco. So, what's next for the innovators here in Taiwan?
What's next?
What's next to you? What's next, Louis?
The innovators.
I mean, the content creators. I mean, the smart people in the house with the great ideas, the prototypes.
All of everything, of course. You mentioned actually it's a more. It's also very important when you have an idea, so you got to know how could they come out or come true, right? And then before you identify your products or services spec, and you want to start up your business, then you got to do diligence very well, and you got to know more about your target market very well, and then we got to help you how to scale up and how to connect the people that you to chat with that to make a good ideas of your product that you got to fit in.
And you can connect.
Yes.
And you can connect with us.
No, our National Science and Tech Council will help us to connect.
That sounds perfect. Louis, the gentleman in the black polo shirt, his name is Kevin. He actually is not working with us. He is the CEO of a company called Car Post.
Oh, really?
He has a big old storefront in Neihu.
Oh.
So what he does, he import cars to Taiwan, and he import a brand that doesn't exist in Taiwan.
Well, what is the
So I'm wondering, Kevin, you already made it. I mean, you made it. And what are you here for? Louis, can you borrow his Lance microphone?
Yes.
And what are you here for, man?
Thank you. Wow, Kevin to the stage.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to.
你随便坐 Have a seat. I feel like home. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
What are you looking for? You already made it.
No. I just do something that all men, every man, we all like cars. We all like trucks. We all like. We hope that we can buy lots of cars from America. And the couples, what we build a platform. We help people to buy their dream car. And we use blockchain because the car trading, we have lots of difficulty about the cash flow. So we use blockchain to make people to trust. They trust us. And we can help them to buy the car they want, and especially Mercedes and Beamer and Porsche. So we hope that people, if you want to buy a car, you can come to Carport. You can see maybe 100,000 cars, and you can compare the price. Yes. And if you have any question, we hope that you can add our line and we can help you. And thank you.
And what do you need from NSTC? What do you need from NSTC? Andrea is here.
Yeah. Because we hope that we can go to South Asia. Because not only Taiwan, because Taiwan, the prototype is okay. So we hope that we can go to Vietnam or Malaysia, and we hope that not only the government and maybe the investor can help us, because the car business in Taiwan is small, and South Asia is growing. So that's we need. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin, for sharing. 谢谢. Thank you. Louis.
When you mentioned to the cars that I remember I met a startups. They are doing for what is that? The antique car, very beautiful antique car. They take out all of the bottles and also the engines and put into the motors and the batteries to become an antique EV. It is also a very good business there. And I also saw one of that from this to take out all of the body of Mazda's 5, and then we especially for them to customize, to shape the bodies, build and other bodies like Batman's car or something on top of that, and send to what is that, Hollywood. That's the the Central Science Park. One of the startups at the Central Science Park, they do the business on that. So everything's creating innovations. How the people like it, and then you impact them.
That sounds good. Everything's done in Taiwan. So couples looking forward to expand your market. Need your help, Andrea? And anybody need help? So come talk to Andrea. Louis, I think we lost Silicon Valley. I think we lost everybody. But at this moment is our Q&A time. If you have any question, 你有任何的问题想要请教 Andrea, Louis, please raise your hand. 我们可以跟你好好的分享一下. You could do that in English or in Mandarin.
Andrea will ask you anything.
So everybody, you got a little chatting time. Would like to Q&A, Louis or Andrea? If you're too shy, okay, we could do that privately, right?
Yes, no problem, no problem.
We could do that privately, right?
Please.
吴高文, yes. Hello, 你好. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. Hi, Dr. Chen. My name is Kosma, and I represent the company of Magnificent Collective Intelligence. So we were we used to be a financial group, but currently we identify ourselves as a second startup company. So it is my pleasure to have this conversation to ask you, but we have faced a challenge that the traditional company, when they try to transform their company and their instruction, they feel difficult to access the technical resource. So what kind of technical resource or what kind of other suggestions you would like to give us, like for traditional company to transform ourselves to be a new digital company in this period? Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would like to say, for my personal opinion, first of all, you have to see what are your core competencies. That's one thing. Identify your core competency. Your core competency actually is not the product or technical showing to the market. That is your energy. That is your advantage. That is your team's advantage. That is the core competency. One thing. The second thing is that when you do a core competence, you think, what are the scenarios you want to apply? That's the second question. On top of scenario you want to apply, that's your opportunity. Then well identify them. On top of them, your core competency and also your opportunity you identify that probably miss some of the part of the technology. That is the target you got to looking for. You want to say? And then you could go through all of them. For example, like in the E-Trees, we have 6 core labs. We have 6 technology focus center. A lot of the technologies that you probably could to see, integrate them together, could they apply or fulfill your opportunity? That is one thing. If you do like this way, and then the total solution would be non-replaceable. that is what I'm suggesting, that in all traditional company, they got to turn into a startup, innovation startups. They probably one thing or methodology you can see. But before you got to identify.
女生给你电话哎，女生给你电话。
不是我的电话。
哦，
我已经请他们。
I thought she gave you her phone number.
But before you identify your opportunity, you are looking for the segments you got to apply, and for sure, the segment actually is flexible and scalable. That is something that you probably got to discuss this.
Thank you for your question. Thank you. 谢谢。Any question? Anything else? This is the golden opportunity. It doesn't come by every day. Anybody else? Any question? Mandarin or English? We could transfer both ways for you. All right. Oh, got something? Thank you, 谢谢.
All right.
T for timeout or technical foul? No technical foul. Oh, thank you, 谢谢. I was trying to be funny, man.
It is tea time.
It's tea time. You're funnier. You're funnier tea time. Yeah, it's about time. So, Louis, please conclude everything for us.
Okay. Thank you everybody to join and celebrate the happy birthday of the Taiwan Tech Arena today. Well, I'm very sorry for this, but it is not, see, anything perfect actually is not perfect, right? So we got to learn more from the, what is that? Crisis. But I would like that for summarize of today, you will see the impact and also the how could they engage to the companies, all of them, innovation. Impact is also one of the innovation, but also you got to consider how could you impact to the human being life. And then we will see that how could we get help the when you scale up, and then we got to see how could we both do the international management as well. That is also very important. So these are all of the panel discussion we bring to you today. So are there any questions? Then please don't be shy and don't be hesitate to raise your hand to us.
Don't be shy. You just come by and talk to Louis, talk to Andrea. So Louis, TDA, tea time. Thank you everybody. 谢谢。
I thought I have another dance. Thank you.
好，接下来我们要转场，我们准备今天的生日派对了，所以如果可以的话呢，先到旁边喝个茶，或者到处逛逛街。我们在11点钟回来参加我们的4岁生日派对。